Here's exactly how I reprice my products on Amazon to guarantee fast sales and bigger profits. So there's two ways you can reprice your products on Amazon. You can either use a repricer or you can do it manually. When starting out, if you're probably doing anywhere from 0 to 20K a month in sales, I highly recommend manual repricing, unless you have probably over 50 SKUs. But once you get over 50 SKUs in your inventory, you're gonna realize that manual repricing just isn't going to work anymore. It's too time consuming and you're not gonna be able to keep up with it. So for myself, I use a repricer and it helps me win the buy box and make more profits way more. Here's how. So over here we have a lead from Christmas that was actually doing very well, but it was highly competitive. So with these competitive products, you're gonna have to reprice even more because you can get pushed out of the buy box very easily. So over here on this listing, we can see that the buy box goes up and down and up and down, and it can go all the way down to 18, all the way back up to 20. So here's a good example why repricing is important. We can see that this seller got the buy box FBM at $21, and then this seller got the buy box at $22.35. That's over a whole dollar profit per unit. So if you sold 100 units, repricing would have made you $1 extra, just knowing that the buy box was within this range. In order to stay efficient with your repricing, you need to reprice to the buy box. What this means is check the buy box on the product and either match it or go a little bit higher. You don't necessarily want to undercut the buy box because this could lead to price tanking. You only do that depending on what your margins are and how competitive this listing is. When you have a repricer, there's also another method called slingshotting. This is when your repricer matches the buy box and pulls the buy box even higher than it actually was to secure you more profit. So over here, we can see that the buy box was $19.90 and then it went all the way up to $23.99. Now this seller could have made $4 profit extra on that 1 or 2 units they might have sold during that short time frame. Your slingshot necessarily isn't going to last long. A lot of common mistakes I see with beginners is they don't reprice often enough because they're doing it manually. They don't match the buy box. They price way too high or they price way too low. You don't want to price low because you're cutting yourself short of profits. If you price too high, you're not going to get an adequate amount of buy box share, and manually repricing, you just can't keep up with all these repricers. There's a lot more that goes into repricing, and you can definitely use it to your advantage to increase your profit margins. Go ahead and comment scale below if you want the exact strategies I use to scale my business to 200K in sales a month.